We are back. This is the Wendy and Frank Show. Wendy Weiss, Frank Cusimano here till 12 o'clock. And we have in studio the Dean of Business at the University of Missouri, St. Louis, Shu Schiller. Sue, great to be with you. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for having me today.
Boy, you have a really cool thing coming up for your students, for them a chance to show their entrepreneurial ability and to make some money in the process. I love this idea. Explain it for our listening audience, please.
Absolutely. Next Wednesday, October the 23rd, if you are an undergraduate student at UMSL, whether you're a business major or not, you can participate in this competition, and the name is Student Concept Competition. This is equivalent to the Shark Tank, if I may frame it. Students will be on stage pitching their business ideas, and the best part of that is there's a total of 5,000 cash award.
Wow.
We have 3 different layers of awards, and the top winner will walk away with 1,000 cash in hand, and they can invest that money in their business.
You know, it seems that young people, and this is such, I mean, you're thinking outside of the box, and that's where young people are, right? That's how you're going to connect with them. But it really does seem that they just need that little bit, that boost, and they need to know that no idea is too far-fetched and that there's somebody cheering on the sidelines. And this would really kind of help maybe shape them to start thinking that way like an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. As educators, that's what we do. We want to encourage students, but we also want to provide support. The cash reward is only one support we provide to our students. More than that, it's the education about entrepreneurship. It's the coaching, it's the mentoring, it's the introducing them to the right network of knowing other founders so they can be successful when they get started.
And Dean, who is going to be judging this competition?
We have a group of experts ranging from faculty, staff, entrepreneurs, and the ones who have been supporting our program in the past. And students who will be on stage, they will participate this live. And our goal is going to be a little bit challenging this year. We have 30-plus students competing, but our goal is to announce the winners at the event.
Wow. Has the world of business, has it changed? You're still relatively young. I mean, you are compared to the rest of us in this studio. But has the world of business changed from when you were learning everything that you've learned at Temple?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time since I have left school as a student myself, but I can share that the landscape for higher education today is very different from the time that you and we were in school as a college student. As a business dean, I would say the most important, the value that we can provide to our students today is way more than the credential and the degree. We need to prepare our students to be successful in their career. So this preparation for their career success, professional success, outside the classroom experiences, all the connections we can make and introduce them to the right people speaks very loud to the value that we can provide as a business school today.
Yeah, let me touch on that last point. Dean Schiller is with us from Missouri St. Louis. She's the dean of UMSL's Business School. What kind of role do you have in job placement? Colleges do some of that, but at UMSL, where there's such a heavy accent on business, how involved are you with communicating with businesses? We got good students here. This would be a perfect fit.
The College of Business at UMSL is very committed to connecting our students and also placing them in their career. So I'm very proud to share this. The College of Business has almost 100% placement rate in many of our majors, which means if you're a student graduating, within 6 months of graduation, the student is hired and start working in major, what I call that gainful employment. And that high rate demonstrates all the effort that the faculty, staff, and the college has been putting together to support the student while they are going through school. They're also being prepared to have a successful career.
That's brilliant, because I've always wondered why it doesn't follow in other disciplines. You know, kids are handed their diploma, have a nice life, we'll call you when we need some money from our alums, but that's it. And so to help them get that ball rolling just seems like it would be invaluable.
We do many different things. For instance, one example I want to share is that we're very mindful about providing internship opportunities and also professional mentorship for our students, undergraduate or graduate, domestic or international. Everybody is being provided the resources, and also we're guiding them going through the process. Wendy, you mentioned the time has changed, right? I tell you today, if our students are going through a job interview, the first interview our students are having today is probably in a conversation with a computer system.
Wow.
Right. So how do we prepare them to do a successful interview with a computer system before they can even talk to somebody, right, in person to advance their career opportunities? So we're prepared and we're trained so we can provide these guidance to our students.
Communication's not a problem with you because you had a little cup of coffee doing radio in the past, correct?
As a student, when I was in college, I worked at our campus radio station, so I have a sweet spot in my heart for radio station.
You're a veteran.
Yeah. Obviously, anybody can do it, as Wendy and I prove each day.
If we can do it, anybody can do it. But
hey, I want to talk about your upbringing. You grew up in China. Was it tough? Was it wonderful? What do you miss? What don't you miss?
Yeah, China is a very big country, and the time has changed so much. I really appreciate all the opportunities I received as a student. I'm the first generation student. My parents didn't get the chance to go to school, and there are many reasons to that. I was an international student when I came to the United States. So all these experiences that I had when I was a student, now I can translate in my job, so I can have a full understanding of what our students are going through. So again, we transform lives, and many of our students are first generation. My parents worked really hard to support me when I was a college student. And you know what today, Frank? Lots of our UMSL business students, while they're going through school full-time, they're working full-time. They may have young children. Some of them are supporting their elderly parents. So as a college, right, as a group of educators, we are obligated to provide our best so they can be successful.
Are the high schools doing what they need to do to build the foundation for these kids before they come to UMSL?
Yeah, we are building lots of bridges. Give you one example. UMSL is famous for the bridge program. And the bridge program this summer welcomed 400 high school students. So think about this. You get to have a taste of college in the summer for a number of weeks before you decide, hey, what major I may be interested in. And also in the summer, UMSL Business collaborated with Girls Inc. And for the first time in the summer, we introduced 6 weeks of curriculum for these young ladies that they spend every day in our building, interacting with our faculty, collaborating, working on ideas. And then they graduate, they had 6 weeks of college experience. So we will extend that program into next summer as well.
Final thought. You spent 18 years at Wright State, obviously a wonderful career there. What makes you all of a sudden wake up one day and say, I want to go to Missouri St. Louis, besides the fact the $1 million they're paying you a year? Is that correct, by the way?
Oh, my goodness.
I thought it was 2.
Full disclosure. And so there are so many wonderful reasons. And you may recall this tagline, we transform lives. It's the mission of UMSL, but also the mission of UMSL Business. Our college today, we have over 35,000 active business alumni in St. Louis and beyond. And more than 80% of our students, when they graduate, guess where they stay? St. Louis. So we are a really significant contributor to our regional workforce and also economic growth. That is really fascinating. And I'm attracted to the purpose, to the mission. Plus, St. Louis is such a lovely place. We were just talking about food, right?
Yeah,
Lots
what's your
of
new
culture.
favorite place to eat?
I have to, it's a really difficult decision, but I have to say Lulu Restaurant on the Oliver Boulevard.
Yeah.
And if you want to give a try, make sure it's a Dimson Saturday morning.
All right. Sue, great to have you, and Dean, I should say, and Doctor. That is awesome. What a career. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on everything you've done.
Yeah, thank you both so much, Wendy and Frank. You're a very strong support to UMSL and UMSL business. I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
They're fortunate to have you. Thank you, Doctor.